Good afternoon. This is Navy Old Salt Gamer. I'm back on the moon with Stationeers and Brutal mode. Remember, if you like these videos, please subscribe and like, and I'll get this going. This is a voiceover, so I just finished a mining mission. As you can see, I got a little bit. I didn't spend a whole ton of time. I did work on my power, as you can see above. I still don't have a way to control the solar panels, so I just built some basic ones and aimed them. So I have basically at least 3 facing the sun all day long. And this one's a little off, so I'm going to fix that one. Of course, I always go the wrong way, 50-50 chance. Alright, so I've already expanded just a little bit inside. And now power isn't as big an issue. So we're just going to let this run and go through here a little bit, trying to decide what my next step is. And of course, it's a furnace. Now, I want to make a battery, a station battery, and hook it up to my solar panels so I don't have to sit here and use a large battery to run everything off of. So that's the first goal. I want to make some steel to make this station battery. I think I needed steel for that, but I'm just trying to keep things organized a little bit. You see that it is keeping everything fully charged with that setup, so that's actually pretty good. You get a lot of solar power on the moon. Just check and see how much iron I needed to complete the furnace. We'll get that going. And I realize it takes a very long time to make that after a little bit. There you go, I'm only up to 9%. So I'm like, oh, wow, okay. That's going to take a little bit. If you notice up the top there, I am getting stinky pants, and that's going to be in the brutal mode. That goes a lot faster. You have to walk around with your suit off more than normal. Basically, the biggest threat I'm going to have at this point in the game, power is okay at the moment. I want to get that battery. That'll make it a lot better. But I think the first thing I'm going to have problem with is water, and then shortly after that, food. And as you can see, I did expand in here and fix the vent issue that I had up there. And also in this episode, it did the same thing again with, there I'm just showing you that I expanded, with the air. Like I blew a pipe and or a wall and I didn't. And very strange. I'm not sure why it did that. It did it twice now. And you can see as soon as the sun goes down, of course, with a large battery and everything running off of it, it goes down pretty quickly. You have to kind of keep an eye on it. But I'm doing okay, so I'm going to keep melting, and I still don't have my arc furnace. There, the sun just came out from behind Earth. There's a lot of lunar eclipses in Stationeers. I don't know if anybody's noticed that. It happens almost every night. There I got that, and I'm thinking, well, if I put it right there, it's going to be a little crowded. So let's make a few more frames and some iron sheets. I'm looking right into the glare. Now, on a side note, I've seen some videos of some recent videos. I just don't understand it. I'd love to hear your people's opinion when it comes to solar tracking. I see a lot of people using multiple readers, memory chips, writers. I don't understand the logic behind that. You can make a computer pretty early in the game. And you can make IC chips. You might need to make a electrum. But why would you want to waste your time with a bunch of readers and writers when you can just make a computer and do like a 5-line or between 5 and 10 line IC10 program to have it all work? I don't understand that. And I saw a video the other day that was on for like a month or two, and everybody was like ranting and raving about this guy, and he had all these logic readers and logic writers and memory chips. It was way more complicated than just making a computer, and I don't understand the logic behind that. So maybe I'll do my own tutorial to show just how easy it is to do it without using all that unnecessary crap. I hate to word it that way, but I'm like, why do people think that's the greatest thing since sliced bread when you have to lay out literally 4 logic IOs at a minimum, 2 memory chips, and a bunch of cables? I don't understand it. Maybe somebody can tell me why that would be better, because I don't think it is. And of course, here I'm making my furnace, and I got sometimes you need to weld first, sometimes you need to wrench first, and of course I figured I needed to weld first, and that wasn't the case, so it's just backwards. And I do my ceremonial throw the pick out, which I never use. Literally, I don't think I've ever used the pick. So, at this point, I'm going to prepare pretty quickly here for steel. And I don't want to really mine during the nighttime because it's hard to see. And as you can see, I'm still not turning my light on. But wasn't convinced that it was going to be enough battery, because I still have a small battery in my suit. And if you turn your light on, it's like, ugh, every time you turn around. But I do go out mining. I'll after this point, I'll fast forward through this so you won't have to watch it. So I'm going to stop talking for a little bit. Okay, so I got my 50 coal and my 150 iron and my oxide. I'll load that up in here, and that goes 3.8, I think. On the moon, it's a vacuum, so you don't have to worry too much about heat loss. I probably could have done 1.3 or maybe 2.6, but on the ratios, but this worked, so just checking my pressures and make sure I'm not overpressurizing anything. But we're good. So this will give me the usual 200 steel that you start with. At least I do. And there we go. Very simple. So now, I'm going to make my station battery. And there you go. You need steel for the station battery, so. And grab all my other stuff. And I left a lot of stuff running here. I probably should check the battery. I did. We're still at 57. We're fine. I'm thinking, boy, I wish I could use this. I mean, I got 3 whole extra iron. Fits it right out. Oh well. Thought about going shopping. Yeah, shopping for more ore. I was like, well, I only want one of those. Let's make sure I only get one of those. And then, of course, my thirst alarm goes off. That's one problem with using the G key and the right-click key. It puts it in a different spot every time, and I always have to seem to search forever for where it puts stuff, and it's annoying in a way. I wish if you took it out of a slot, it would remember and put it back in the same slot, keep things a little more organized. I don't think this is a very successful mining mission. That's why I'm not going through it, because there goes my water alarm, and I'm like, oh man. There's some iron. I'm not sure exactly. Yeah, but at this point I was like, ugh. Oh, that's right. That's what I was looking for, water. Because but I need to melt some water, but I think I run out of time because all my alarms are going off. So that was kind of a waste of time, but oh well.
Power low.
And of course, since I've turned my light on, the battery goes down a lot faster. And it's time to take the suit off for a little bit, get rid of my stinky pants. Drink some water. Of course, all this goes faster on Stationeers difficulty mode, and brutal especially. That's why the next episode's going to be, let's get some water and some food set up, because this stuff that I'm drinking and eating is disappearing pretty darn fast. Now, I didn't spend enough time in there to really get my mood fixed. Now, one of the things with the mood, of course, if you're in a bad mood, your food and your water goes down faster, and it's something that you really kind of can't afford at this point. Well, I do make a pretty interesting mistake here. And I was thinking about it after I did it. I'm not sure. I guess it's just power draw. I'm not sure exactly why it would pull more power than the solar panels can provide, because I got, at best, maybe 5 solar panels. It's not going to be more than 5,000 kilowatts. So I guess it might be pulling it from the battery, the large battery in the power controller right there. But when I hook it up, I blow cables. And I was kind of surprised by that. And I guess it's because it's pulling it out of the power controller really fast. And here we go again. Do I need the welder or the wrench? 50-50 chance. 50-50 chance. Let's see. I need more sheets. At this point, I wasn't sure how many I needed, and I didn't want to waste too much. I don't have a ton of ore. And of course, I think I made a steel sheet. I don't think I need a steel sheet. And, oops. I'm like, you idiot. And I think that's where I wanted it. Yeah. Is it steel sheets? I don't think it is. I think it's iron sheets. Oh, it is steel sheets. Okay. And there we go. Now here's where I guess I was misunderstanding the way I had things wired up. I guess it pulled everything out of the batteries. I even unplugged everything. And I hooked this up to the back of this thing. And I immediately blew cables all over the place. Two, actually. One outside and one inside that I had to fix later on. There it goes. So I guess it was just pulling too much power from the large battery above it there. But I'm like, well, I didn't know that was going to happen. Yep, it's out. You blew it. Okay, well, let's fix that. I turned the battery off, but I wanted to disconnect it anyway, just to make certain. And of course, I forgot that I had 3 cables in my inventory, and I stole that one because I wanted to make sure that I was able to make more cables, but I had 3 in my inventory, which I'll find out later. I thought I was out of cables. Not a big deal. Yeah, there they are. I'm like, oh, stupid. But I'll just make like 10 or 11 of them or whatever and run with that. And here's where I said, well, I'll put a transformer. Now I'm going to rearrange this transformer. I put this in a spot that I actually don't think is the best position for it. And it makes more sense to move it after the battery. But I kind of have to go with heavy cables before I can do that, because I do move the power controller, and there, that confirms what I was thinking. My batteries were dead. So I came up here. So it drained my large battery in like a split second. So it pulled all the voltage out of there into the station battery. That's what blew the cables. And now they're charging because the sun's out. And I'm thinking, okay, so I got to rewire this. But I want that transformer first, and I couldn't make it because the battery was dead. I just wanted to make sure I had enough juice, but it prints out really fast, so it wasn't a problem. I think that would be kind of a complicated thing to print. I don't know why it goes so fast, but... So then I come up here, and I'm like, let's make sure I don't do the same thing again. Now I want to put the transformer up there. Not the best spot. I think I'm going to, like I said, I think I'm going to move that. It's definitely not the best spot. I turn that on. Set it for 49, so it'll be pulling allowing maximum voltage to go through. But it, back that down one. I could probably do 5,000, but, and then I'm thinking, well, it's going to do the same thing because it's unloading that battery, so I got to get rid of that and move that. And there's no battery in the drill. All right, so now I'm just going to connect that. disconnect that stuff first, don't I? Yeah, I'm going to short it out again if I'm not careful. Okay, so that didn't short it out. I'm kind of surprised, actually. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I got to plug that into the other side. Okay, so there I have everything fixed, I thought. And there's where I'm realizing, well, yeah, I don't have it hooked up the right way. But it took me a second. This wasn't my smartest second episode, that's for sure. I don't need that running from back there. I need it running from the front. And I was going to take that out, but I said, you know what, that's okay. But then I took it out anyway. Oh, that's right, because I didn't know where the wire was exactly, so I ran it up here. So that made sure that I wasn't cross-connecting everything. That was actually kind of smart. Because once you put the door in, the wire can run along the door, and it's nearly impossible to see. But now I can run it in and connect it. There we go, without worrying about cross-connecting everything. Now I notice the thing is flashing, which just means that I'm not producing 5 kilowatts. And I experiment with this a little bit, but that kind of confirms that it just pulled everything out of the batteries, like instantaneously, and blew all the circuits. And this is where I decide this probably isn't the best place to put this. I don't need a transformer up there because I'm not producing 5 kilowatts. And as long as I don't have those batteries up there to give a overcharged boost to the cables, I really don't need that. So I'm going to take that out in the beginning of the next episode, or offline, one of the two, and just run that down into the battery and maybe put the transformer after the battery, although I really don't need that at this point either. I don't have that much of a power drain. And I got 2 so far, so that's pretty good. Now you don't have to worry about the other charger, because the other charger isn't providing power out like the power controller is. That charger is just pulling power in to charge the battery, so there's not going to be any massive release of... Oh, here's where the air messed up again, I think. I'm pretty sure that happened on the recording. But once this stops, I think the air keeps blowing like I blew something. Yeah. We'll see what happens here. I got 9.1 in there, so I really can't inflate that one anymore. I'm going to have a big problem. And maybe it already happened. I don't remember. Or maybe it's here. Nope. Must have already happened. I just noticed my nitrogen canister is getting kind of low. That won't go over real big. Again, here goes more water. Didn't really need it here, but since I was inside, figured I might as well. And I kind of needed to... I don't want to use this stuff up too fast, and when your hydrant is flashing red, your food and water go down a lot faster. Now here's where I notice very shortly here that I blew a cable inside here too. I'm like, oh, I can fill that up. And then I look below, oops, blown cable. Man, I have no place to put that, so we'll just drop it. Throw that out of my hand, because I don't need to carry that around. There we go. Now my goal is to keep you know, enough air in that tank in case I need to just fill it real quick. And it fills it fast. You got to really be careful. Look, I'm up to 7 megapascals already. 7.6. 8.3. Yeah, that's pretty good enough. I don't think I need to go much further than that. Yeah, I'm waiting for that, but you know what? While I'm recording, I'm not going to wait around too much for that. I'm just trying to plan out and map out what I'm going to do here. I got to put an ice crusher in here, get some water. That'll add to my nitrogen level, which is fine. I mean, since I'm using that air to fill my tanks, I'm going to have to make sure I keep my nitrogen filter up, or I'm not going to go very far before I get a low oxygen alarm. And this is, I'm thinking of using that as a charger. And I'm thinking, well, I can use that. But then I'm saying, well, it's nighttime, so I'm not going to get any voltage. I can't put that up there. So I take the batteries out. The screwdriver, or the drill. There's a battery in the drill. I don't remember. Yes, there is. And I'll put that over here. I was hoping to put it in the corner there, but it wouldn't fit. So I had to put it along the battery. And clean up the cables here a little bit. And that gives me one cable to wire that up. Now I'm charging the batteries off my station battery. So that's going to go a lot faster and a lot better. 79, it went up a percent just while I was looking at the small battery. Goes up really fast. So we're just going through and charging all of my batteries. That one's going up pretty fast too, but just checking from all my batteries. That one, I probably could have just left. It's okay, 97%. There it goes. And I think I checked I was down to 20 something, and that's already charged, so we can just drop that in there. And now I can just let it go. And this is what I mean when you do the right click, it just puts stuff in random places. It's kind of annoying, actually. You see, that took half my charge. It's charging up those batteries. And I think, well, let's turn that off because I don't want to run out of power. And that one went up to 96. Not sure why I'm looking up there. I'm not going to get any power until... Oh, I was thinking of putting that back up there. No, like, you can't do that. So I'm just going to use this as a battery charger for now. The little graphics glitch, it slides into the station battery. Coils. You only need one to hook that up. Clippers. Okay, so that's good to go. At this point, I wanted to charge that battery full. And I got that battery, so all my batteries are good to go now. Turn that back on because it's not flashing, so. Okay, well the batteries are good. I wanted to recheck up here to make sure I didn't blow any cables, just in case. I did not. Everything seems to be wired up really good. So we got the power situation pretty much resolved just with that. And I think that's probably about where I ended. And mainly this was a power episode. A couple burned out cables. I did expand the base before the episode. That all went pretty well. I just made a vacuum inside and then opened everything up. Because I didn't want to waste any air, although it's not that big of a deal. But there you go. Episode 2. Power's good to go. Next episode, I'll be getting water, maybe some food, get a grow light going in there, and we'll go from there. Again, subscribe and like, and we'll see you in the next episode.